Hello and welcome back to yet another episode here at Beautiful Ashes. I'm your host, Tom, and I'm super thankful and grateful that you guys are actually paying attention. And let me know what you think in the comment section below. As always, let me get to hear from you guys. Now, for today's episode, I want to talk about something that most people don't realize, especially, and I'm speaking to the younger generation, all those people who are, in the early 20s before they get to their 30s. Um, Yes, I know that most of you think that you're adults already, you're grown ups, and I totally agree with you. But there's levels to growing up, and this is something that I kind of learned by myself as well. And most people, if you talk to most people in their 30s, and their 40s, and their 50s, will actually learn that there's actually levels to growing up. There's some things that you will not learn at that age that you will learn much later on because of what life teaches you. And one of the things that I learned, and I think is very important, especially when you're starting on this journey of entrepreneurship, is to stop caring what other people think. Honestly, if you can do just that one thing, it will make a lot more progress in your life. You'll be a lot more bolder in your life. You'll actually be far ahead in your life than you actually are. Because here's the thing, everybody has an opinion about what you should do with your life, including your dad, your mom, your sister, your brother, your grandma, your granddad, the society at large, your teacher, your school teacher, your girlfriend. Whoever it is that you actually is in your life, everybody has an opinion of what you should be doing in your life or with your life at every junction, every junction, every stage of your life. And you will notice this, especially when you bring around your girlfriend or your best friend or whatnot. You find somebody telling you, "Oh, that's not a good guy. This is not a bad guy. And that's not a good person to hang out with. You should stop hanging out with this guy. You should stop hanging out with the wrong crowd and whatnot." And not to dismiss. Okay, we're not. I'm not saying this so you can dismiss and actually, just throw up your hands in the air and actually just say, stop bothering me. It's actually very solid advice, and you should actually pay attention to what people say. But however, you should always take it with a pinch of salt, and do not make it like the foundation of everything that you do in life. Okay? You don't want people to dictate what you want to do, what you should be doing in your life. Now, I remember this. I'm just gonna give you a funny story. I remember there was this guy. I think it was Kickstarter or something like that, whereby he kind of offered himself as Okay, so this is okay. Just to paint you a clearer picture for those of you who don't know, Kickstarter is like is a crowdfunding marketplace. Yes, I think that's the right word. Whereby when you have an idea for something or a project for something, you can just go there, pitch your idea, and people are going to fund you. And then once your idea comes into reality, what you do is sell them maybe shares of your company, or you can actually sell them the products. And so it's basically an idea to actually help you get started when you have where funding is an issue. And so people do all kinds of crowdfunding campaigns from if you had of GoFundMe, it's kind of pretty much the same thing, but now for projects, for entrepreneurship, for business, for art, for health, for world travel, and whatever. And so pretty much you can actually crowdfund anything. Now there's this guy, I remember hearing his story. I don't remember it quite well, but there was this guy who actually made himself the object or the subject of the crowdfunding campaign, whereby he would tell people to actually fund him for his college tuition and everything else, and actually people would actually vote on the person he's going to marry or not going to marry. And he actually put himself up for a lot of details. Now the ethicality behind that issue, whether the moral we won't talk about the moral decay about that issue and whatnot, but that's a different subject for a different area for a different time. However, the moral of the story is this: you are not that guy unless you actually decide to be that guy, but you're not that guy. Okay, so you at some point you will need to live your life the way you think that is fit for you, whether you're doing it with God, whether you're doing it by yourself, but you'll actually need to live your life one way or another. And one of the keys of doing that, whether you're with God or you decided to do it by your own self, is that you'll actually need to overcome what other people think of you. Because in this life, people will have an opinion on what you should do. They'll have an opinion on the clothes that you should wear. They'll have an opinion on the hairstyle that looks best for you. But guess what? At the end of the day, they don't come in your bed and sleep with you. All right? At the end of the day, when you die, there's no coffin for two people. Okay? Maybe it might mean something like that. But essentially, what I mean is you only die by yourself and you only live by yourself. And at the end of the day, the only person you have to answer to is to you. And so, one of the things that you really need to overcome in this world is stop caring what other people think of you. And it's much harder, especially as a younger guy, especially in your early 20s when you're out of high school and whatnot, because basically you're just living to please your parents and actually doing what they want you to do and what society expects you to do. And so you have all these rules, but it usually takes people a bit of time in the world whereby they kind of realize that it really doesn't matter what other people think of you or what other people say about you behind your back or even in your face. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter much. So all you have to do is actually just take in the good, filter out the bad, and accept criticism if there is, and actually change. It actually helps you become a better version of you. And I highly recommend doing it with God. However, the idea here, even as I digress, is stop caring what other people think of you. At some point, you will need to start living your life, and that would mean not caring what other people think about you or what you're doing in your life. So you might decide to live, in like a small, in a very small single room or a bed sitter or whatever. Even as you're building yourself up, and your parents may come and say, "Hey, you're making a lot of money. You should be, you should moving up in the world. You should marry right now. Maybe you're not ready to get married, and then you end up marrying, and then you end up regretting it, and then it's going to be a huge kind of issue for you because you're not going to be blaming your parents because of telling you to actually get married when you're not prepared to get married. And to avoid those kinds of situations, stop caring what other people think about you, and actually start putting boundaries in terms of your life and how you live your life. If you do that one thing, and like one of the biggest hurdles that I have, one of the biggest obstacles that I had starting a YouTube channel is actually putting my face out there. I'm still yet, I'm even as you're listening to this episode, I am yet to actually put my face out there. However, one of the biggest struggles that I was having is actually, putting my face out there, people knowing me by my face because of the episode that I'm doing online, and the kind of impact that will have in my life. But you get to a point in your life where you decide, are you going to let that fear of what other people think of you stop you from becoming who you were meant to be? Okay? Because you have to understand something. The only person who's going to lose out here is you. And even at the end of the day, even as you lose out, they're still going to say things about you when you lose out. They're still going to say things about you when you're winning. Okay, everybody has an opinion about everything, and so it's not your opinion. You shouldn't care about their opinion. The only ones opinion you should care about is you or the people who you are trying to become like. Okay, and so seriously, that's all for this episode. I've gone on and on and on, but seriously, the biggest thing that you can do for your life right now, whatever it is in your life right now, whether you're starting an expert business, whatever you're doing in your life, is to actually stop caring what other people think of you. Really stop caring what other people think of you. One way you can do this is, just dress up like a beggar if you like one day, and just walk out of your house one day and see how many people are going to say crap about you, or going to say this or that about you. They're going to say you went mad, or oh, this guy has lost it, or he's daft, or whatever. Or dress up like, whatever. Just do it weirdly. Do something weird, and you will notice how people will actually give you an opinion about this or about that or something else. And so you kind of realize that at the end of the day, everybody has an opinion. You dress perfectly, like with a suit today, they're actually going to say something about you. You don't dress with a suit, they're going to say something about you. You dress like some weird kid, they're going to say something about you. Dress like a nut, they're going to say something about you. You drive a Toyota, they're going to say something about you. When you drive a Ferrari, they're going to say something about you. They're always going to say something about you, whether you're winning or you're losing in this world. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather be winning, doing what I love. Actually get the fulfillment and the impact that I want to have in this world, and actually leave my mark in this world, and actually caring what other people think of me, and never actually doing anything with that. And so I highly encourage you, one of the best things that you can do for yourself this day is stop caring what other people think about you. All right, that's it for this episode. Let me know. As always, I'm always eager to hear your thoughts and your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, be sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe button, just to encourage me to produce more content like this. If you like it, let me know. All right, that's it for this episode, and see you in the next one. Bye.